Does anybody, if you want to go over that, see me afterwards, and I'll be glad to kind of explain and walk you through that. Only some small percentage of Americans have a passport. Even Congress. It's pathetic. What did I read? 60-some% don't have it? 65% of Americans don't have a passport? That's weird. What?
They never go anywhere.
Well, that's true. They never go anywhere. Yeah. And it's really hard to do now if you don't have it, because even for Canada, Mexico, and Caribbean, you need it. Costs $100, good for 10 years. Keep it safe in your money belt, and keep copies.
I suggest color copies.
Color copies.
Color copies.
Okay, good. New passport card. Anybody can get this even if you have a passport. It costs $45. It was just introduced at the end of last year. It is good only for these locations: Mexico, Canada, Caribbean Islands, and Bermuda. But if you go back and forth there a lot, it's certainly worth it. Like people who live near the border, you can carry it in your wallet, and it's good. Visas. This is one of the questions I get that drives me most crazy. I will tell you that. My favorite line was the girl who came into the Australian office when they were here with our office, and they said, "Do you have your visa?" She was going to Australia to study. And she says, "Yes, and I have a MasterCard too." This is not that kind of visa. The application process is through the embassy or consulate. Do you know the difference between an embassy and a consulate? Anybody? No. Embassy is always in the capital city. Consulates are located outside the capital city. The embassy is the head office located in the capital city. The consulates will place consular officers in other places where they have a lot of business. You will be told when you apply for a visa that you're in this consular area, or it'll be on the website, and you need to go to that consular office. If you try going to the embassy, they'll send you back to the consular office. So, for example, for India, I have to get it in San Francisco, not in Washington. This is a second thing that people really misunderstand. A visa is not permission to enter the country. It is permission to be interviewed at the border by the immigration officials. And it generally says, yes, you are eligible to be considered for this category of entry. Okay? So it's like a preliminary. The actual permission to enter happens when you meet that guy at the booth or that woman at the booth when you enter the country. Okay? Be nice to them. Mm-hmm. But don't be too nervous or smiley, or they'll think you're trying to whatever. Anyway, they are the ones who make the final determination of your eligibility to enter, and they can pull you off at that point and say, go over to that room. And that's the point where they're going to quiz you, strip search you, who knows what. Different types of visas are for different purposes. The ones we know here at CSU: student visa, F1 visa. Wife of a student, husband of a student, F2 visa. J1 exchange visitor, spouse or family of the exchange visitor, J2. Those are the two you're going to see most often. H1B, green card labor certification. You have to have an H visa to work at CSU if you don't have citizenship, or you have to have permanent residence. So you've got to understand those terms, or you can get yourself very confused. This visa will be stamped in your passport. How many times have I had people come to me and say, well, I sent in all my application and everything, but they wanted my passport, and I just thought, that's not safe, so I'm not sending it. Guess what? They didn't get the visa. Then they had to do it again. Okay. You have to send your visa to get it stamped.
You send your passport.
Passport, rather. That's right. The other thing is you need to know that you send it in a way that you can track. Express mail or certified mail. Multiple or single entry. If you intend to go back and forth over the border, you have got to have a multiple entry visa. Visa services will help you for a fee, and etiquette at the port entry. Ooh, this is bad, so I won't try that.